So this will probably be quick, but it's just a couple of thoughts I had on a lot of political YouTube influencers, uh, which, by the way, I don't really mind if people are political YouTube influencers, but here's the thing, right? That you would have to understand. Sorry, my roommate's talking, but okay, politics is a spectrum, and people fall biologically, genetically, interest wise, physiologically across this continuum based on their temperament and the things that they naturally sort of enjoy and gravitate to. So people tend to mistake their political views for being correct as opposed to being simply just one side of a coin. So the conservative view and the liberal view and everything in between and everything crossways, if you look at the political compass, these are not correct. They are simply components to a system that itself in its totality is correct. That's not to say that there isn't supporting correlative evidence for both political sides. So this is an important thing to realize. Like, just because you can gain an anecdote of evidence that supports a political claim, that does not necessarily mean that claim is 100% accurate. It just means that one aspect of reality points to that claim being accurate. With politics, typically if you're on one side or the other, you're half wrong.
My phone cut out for a second.
And this is a problem because people will go on the internet and present their point as 100% factual, and then they'll list a couple correlative stances, correlative evidences, and the issue is that those evidences, they're not hard, they're not 100% factual, they're not proving that this person is 100% right. What they're proving is that they can create an opinion based on their predetermined personality structure and then back it up with a couple of stories that seem to support it a little bit, or that maybe do support it, but they don't prove their statement. They're not making a claim about the world, they're making a claim about their beliefs. And as a result, it's usually almost always incorrect, at least partially, mostly probably. So, a common thing I hear is like, why can't people just think? Why can't they just understand that this is true? And I hear this from the left in terms of like compassion arguments typically, like why can't people just see that it's wrong to do that? And I hear it from the right in that why can't people just see that they have to get off their ass and do stuff, blah, blah, blah. Both of these things are stupid because what they really mean instead of why can't people think or why are they acting stupidly is why don't they think like me? The system wouldn't work in any level of efficiency if everybody thought the same. So these sort of judgment calls, these ideological judgment calls, are not helping anybody. They're just digging you deeper into your own little rut of personality and further highlighting your lack of awareness of the holistic system that you live in, and you're highlighting an individual sort of your personality and your individual beliefs that were given to you by genetics. They weren't like, you didn't come up with them. They were handed down to you from other people, and you liked them because you were set up in a way that you liked them. So it's kind of an ignorant view of politics to preach your own gospel and not look at all the information. There's this quote in an episode of Sherlock I like where he's looking at, I don't know, I think like a murder or something. It's been a while since I've seen it, but the detective says, well, it's a complete analysis of all the facts, and he cuts him off and he's like, no, like it's an incomplete analysis of some of the facts. And that's what people's political views typically are. They're an incomplete analysis of some of the facts. Mostly because they don't hang out with people who have different beliefs than them, so they never really learn to create a holistic image of their one side of the coin beliefs. So that's all I really had to say.